Hello and welcome to the weekly weigh-in. It's Sunday, September 28th, 2025, and we are the Downsized. My name is Laraine Durham. I'm here with my husband,
Christopher Durham.
We've been married for 22 years, if you can believe that, and we have lost weight with GLP-1 medications. This is our weekly show where we talk about what's going on in our week, how our weight loss and maintenance journeys are going, and we take some questions from you, our viewers, whether you've sent them in to us by email or posted them as a question on one of our videos. So yeah, we're not doctors. We're just a couple that lives in North Carolina that lost weight with GLP-1 medications after I had been trying basically my whole life to lose weight, and Christopher basically some of his adult life trying to lose weight.
3 or 4 decades, what?
So, we address all topics on GLP-1, weight loss, and medications. We're not doctors. What else are we supposed to say? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to our channel, The Downsized. We put out content every single day, and we do all kinds of things. We do product reviews. We talk to other people who have been on GLP-1 medications. We talk to doctors that specialize in obesity medicine and GLP-1 medications. So there's always something new. Well, speaking of new, we also bring you the news on Mondays. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss anything happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did I hit all the highlights?
I think you hit all the highlights.
Hit all the highlights. Okay, Well, we have just rolled in. We're just back at home. We visited one of our daughters at college this weekend, and we went to a football game, and we did all the things, so we're a little tired.
Yeah, literally we just drove
We just got home.
2.5 hours, something like that.
Sleeping away from home is, always a crapshoot because you never know, what the bed's going to be like, the pillow. Christopher's just gotten to where he just takes his pillow with him. I probably should have on this trip, but we stayed at a very nice hotel right in downtown, and it wasn't, I think I'm just of a certain age where maybe sleep isn't so good all the time. So, that's us. I'm a 56-year-old mom of 3 kids, all grown, and I'm 5'5". My starting weight was 193 pounds. And as of Friday, when we left, because we didn't take our travel scale, I was 144.6. So not quite 50 pounds down. I've maintained about a 50-pound weight loss for the past year or so. We started our weight loss journey. Tomorrow's our 2-year anniversary.
Tomorrow is our 2-year anniversary.
We started July. We started September 29th of 2023, and here it is, September 28th of 2025. So 2 years have gone by.
So if you're curious about side effects, I haven't grown a tail or a third eye. And as Jamie Seltzler said, if I did grow a tail, I would have the best darn tail ever.
Yeah. So it's just kind of amazing the way these GLP-1s have changed our lives in the past 2 years. So that's my story. I'm on a 10 milligram dose of compounded Tirzepatide that I take for maintenance. I take that once a week, and I had gotten as high as a 12.5 milligram dose. I hit my goal weight, and then I started stepping it back down. I got down to about 5 milligrams, and the food noise started coming back a little bit, so I did 7.5 for a long time, like 6-8 months, and then it seemed to, I don't know if it wasn't working so well. I don't know if I just wasn't being as tuned into what I was eating, but I saw my weight go up a few pounds, and we did some traveling, so I said, you know what, let me go up in dose and see if I can get, regain some better control over what I'm eating. So that's what I'm doing. I think I've been doing 10 milligrams now. I think this is my second shot of 10 milligrams. And that's the nice thing about being on the compounded medication, is that I have the ability to adjust my dose. Now, should you adjust your dose? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor if you want to talk about adjusting your dose.
Yep.
What's up with you, Mr. Durham?
Pretty standard week. We did the DEXA scan last week. So you responded well to that video, had lots of good comments on it. And I think that was an interesting experience, but that prior week, my weight had jumped 5 pounds in a day for some odd reason. And it's slowly coming back down, which is good. I started 56 years or 57, had my birthday.
Happy birthday.
57 years old, 5'10.5", married to this one for 22 years, blah, blah, blah. I know, she's fabulous. We love her. And I don't know, let's see, as of Friday, I was 188.5, which makes me 97.9 pounds, which makes me 0.5 pounds down from last week. So about a half pound down from last week, which is fine. My center weight, that goal I am always targeting is about 185. So 2-3 pounds up or down either way is fine. Our bodies are not constant, so there's no expectation that you can hit exactly a weight and stay on it. That's, you go to the bathroom and you're going to change your weight almost instantly. So I have been on the 15 milligram dose. I won't quote a time period more than because I don't keep track, to be quite frank.
You've just been on the 15.
For a long time, probably.
You've finished losing weight on the 15,
yeah.
And now you're maintaining on the 15.
Yeah, well, I had actually gone up to 16.6 from one of the compounders.
Yeah.
So I have dropped down a little bit. People are like, you're going to drop. I didn't mean to, but I have dropped down a little bit. But I'll stay on 15 as of right now. It's working just fine. I don't have any concerns. Now, why I had that weird jump 2 weeks ago, that's anybody's guess.
And, sometimes your weight just fluctuates, and who knows why, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. So, we just keep an eye on it and try not to let those daily fluctuations throw us off.
Yeah.
That's the thing when you weigh yourself every day. You're going to get those daily fluctuations. So you have to try not to be too upset when you might have a random up 3 or 5 pounds one day for seemingly no reason.
I don't know. Bodies are crazy things. But yeah, we were in the town where my youngest daughter goes to college, and took her shopping and all that. Bought a new pair of shoes for a wedding we have coming up.
He did.
I did. I bought.
We got her a pair of shoes too.
Yeah, we got her shoes too. But yeah, it's. I think I've mentioned it before. My shoe size in the 100-pound, almost 100-pound now loss, has dropped to full size. And when I thought I had wide feet, I think you thought this as well. When I thought I had wide feet, I didn't. I had fat feet.
I had fat feet. They weren't wide. They were
so
just
now my feet
big.
Just fit in a regular
10.5
size men's shoe. And I hadn't bought a pair of true dress shoes, I don't even know, because I haven't worked in an office or anything in 20 years. So the ones I had, 100 pounds ago, there was nothing wrong with.
More sporty. Yeah.
But I had some old school dress shoes. So we're going to a wedding that's black tie
in a couple weeks.
For your, what is she?
My cousin's daughter.
Cousin?
I don't know, does that make her like a second cousin
Something
once
like,
removed, or I don't know.
Who this young lady was actually the flower girl in our wedding. So
yes.
we're excited by it. But yeah, so I got a brand new pair of dress shoes. Who knew?
Got a new pair of shoes.
I know, it's fun.
Christopher got a new pair of shoes. Yeah, we went in a couple malls in Raleigh, and the first mall we went to, our daughter had searched them, and the first mall we went to had some great anchor stores, but the other stores were kind of it wasn't full. There were some
kind
maybe
of
off-brand stores.
Yeah.
But the mall we went to the next day was hopping, and we went in these stores like Abercrombie, Aeropostale, all those teenager kind of stores, which I have never been able to buy anything from because I could never fit into anything in these stores. And, until now, neither could my daughter. But now she can fit into anything in any of these stores. And it was just like, yay. So we got a lot of things. And I got a couple things too, so that's always fun.
That mall was hopping too. It looked like the 90s all over again. There was people everywhere.
It was packed. It was a rainy day in Raleigh, which is, the capital of North Carolina. It's a pretty big city. But I haven't been in a mall shopping like that and seen those kind of people
in a long time.
In a long time. We just, where we are in North Carolina, there's not really any good malls nearby. We have some outdoor shopping areas, but you know, and generally if we're looking for clothes, we go to Old Navy. Like I think this top is from Old Navy. Your t-shirt's probably from Old Navy.
Oh, this is fresh, clean threads.
All right. So Old Navy, you could sponsor me because I'm always shouting out your stuff. But you know, Old Navy generally has a bigger size range and is cut, I think, a little bit bigger than like say a Abercrombie and Fitch, or what's that other one where it's dark? Hollister. Like
that stuff was just expensive.
I mean, they had some sale stuff. And what's that other one? Altered State. Oh my goodness. Like every girl from age about 13 to 20 must have been in this one particular store, and it was packed. And they had some great stuff on clearance that we got for my daughter. But I was just like, you know, when I was a teenager, I never would have been able to shop at any of these stores. So it was, and now I go in there and maybe I can't wear a small in the small junior stores, but I can definitely find something that will fit me in them. So that was kind of a weird moment.
Yeah. Well, very good. So yeah, it was a good week on YouTube last week. Lots of good stuff came out. Did the DEXA scan video. Had a great week in the news.
Yeah, we've been talking about the body pod, and we talked about the body pod. It's not really a scale, but it is a scale in our DEXA scan video, and we're going to be doing a more in-depth video about the body pod. That'll come out on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. I know a lot of you guys used our code. You told us you used our code to buy a body pod, so thank you. So, JoJo's chasing something in the yard. I think she just caught a bug. So you might want to watch the dedicated body pod video on Tuesday and check that out.
We're excited to be sponsored by them too, especially after seeing the results in comparison to DEXA scan. It just works. I mean, and it's something I don't have any problem saying you should buy this because the numbers are just there.
It was just so close to the DEXA scan. We were very impressed.
You're going to take some questions?
Sure.
So every week we weigh in on your questions as well. So if you'd like to submit a question for our weekly weigh-in here, you can either leave them in the comments under this video. Please make sure you include an actual question mark. That way when I sort for questions, YouTube gives me all the questions. Or you can email it to me at christopher@thedownsized.org, and we'll make sure we get to one of your questions each week. So first question is from Go To There at AOL, an old school AOL address.
Yes, AOL.
Yeah, I appreciate all you and Laraine are doing. You have taught me so much. I emailed you months ago. I found it interesting when you were on your cruise in the summer and you were asking people which medication they were on, not one Wegovy. The only one my insurance would cover. I haven't lost anything since February. I started out 200, lost 50, and 5 foot tall, just turned 69. I'm going to talk to my doctor. I just want them to go up in the dose and any info when that would happen. Thanks for all you both do. Well, I remember that you emailing me and asking me about it, and I think I told you then. Wegovy is still a great medicine if your insurance will cover it.
Wegovy.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, it's still at least half of the market for weight loss drugs. I mean, it's a huge, there's millions of people out there doing it.
Yeah.
It works. I think based off of this, you've topped out on dose. So Novo Nordisk has up to a 7.5 dose that's at the FDA for approval. We don't know when that will.
They're adding another.
I think they're adding
dose.
A few in between, but they haven't really told you. But we know the highest dose will be 7.5, which is it's a lot higher than the current ones. So we think maybe end of the year, beginning of the year, but it's in the FDA's hands, so that's hard to say.
Well, I noticed he mentioned his age was 69.
I think it's a she, but yeah.
Oh, 69. So, you know, we have seen as people are older, it gets a little bit harder to lose. It slows down a little bit more. Did you have any other thoughts?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my doctor.
Unless you can afford to move to Tirzepatide, Zepbound, Mounjaro.
Right.
I mean, those are higher dose where you are, or it's been 2 months, is what you said, I think.
Well, she's lost 50 pounds, so I think it's been a little bit longer.
Well,
but Wegovy is a great medication. Whatever your insurance will cover, be it Wegovy, Zepbound, Ozempic, Mounjaro, if you can get insurance coverage for those, that's like winning the lottery. People are spending thousands of dollars out of pocket per month for these medications. Zepbound has released a vials program with Lilly Direct, where it's about $4.99 a month. We do compounded Tirzepatide through Mochi Health because that's the most cost effective for us. So, the cost of this medication is really can restrict access for a lot of people. So, if you can get approved, whichever one your insurance approves, that's the one I would I would start with at least.
So we don't know exactly when it's going to come out. We know Novo Nordisk has submitted it to the FDA for approval, and now it's in the FDA's hands. The hope is sometime by the end of the year, beginning next year. But that remains to be seen. So, all right, you want to do that one?
This is from
Snow Sister.
Snow Sister, yep. Does Zevia soda count as part of your daily water intake? It depends on who you ask, okay? I'm gonna say no to this. I think your water goal, your daily water intake should be plain water. I mean, I do add electrolytes, an electrolyte pack into 40 ounces of my water during the day. You ask me, that's how I count it. Everybody's different, right?
I just don't understand.
So, doing Weight Watchers for years, the Weight Watchers leader would tell me that Diet Coke didn't count towards your water goal. Some leaders said Diet Coke or Diet Soda counted toward half of your water goal. Some leaders would say it's all liquid, it all counts toward your water goal. I mean, if you're only drinking Diet Soda or Zevia soda, you really need to drink some plain water too. I mean, it's really going to be the best way to, get things moving through your body. That's just my opinion. I have my big 40-ounce tumbler. I don't have it with me out here right now. The Hampton Inn gave us these lovely plastic bottles to go, so I have this. But usually I have my 40-ounce tumbler, which I fill up once when I go to the gym and drink that during my workout, and then I fill it up again throughout the day. And then we drink water with dinner. I drink water to take my vitamins and medications. So, I get about 100 ounces of water in a day, most days.
I don't know what the answer to that is, but I don't understand the difference between the electrolyte pack and the Zevia to me. So.
My electrolytes, do they have artificial sweetener? I don't know. I don't really care about artificial sweetener. I'm not anti-artificial sweetener. If it's drink a Diet Coke or drink a Coke, well, I'd rather have a Diet Coke for 0 calories than a Coke for 140. I haven't drank a real Coke on purpose in years. I don't want to drink any calories, so I don't, I'm fine with artificial sweeteners.
I think Zevia has stevia in it. That's the whole, which is a little more Zevia, natural, stevia. Not so artificial.
Yeah, we have stevia packets. You used to use it in your coffee. We had used, what was it? Years ago in the 70s, it was Sweet and Low, right? Everybody had the pink packets of Sweet and Low, and then we found out, oh no, Sweet and Low causes cancer in mice. So we went to NutraSweet. And so everybody was on NutraSweet. And then we said, oh no, stevia is better, or aspartame. What's aspartame?
Aspartame is Sweet and Low.
It's Sweet and Low. Which one is?
That's the one that the mice.
Which one's equal?
I don't know. I don't remember.
We've been through so many iterations in my life of sweeteners. And so now I think the stevia, it's more natural because it comes from a plant.
I don't think you have to do air quotes. It actually does.
It's right.
It actually does.
I don't mind if it's drink a Zevia soda or not drink anything at all. Drink the Zevia soda, right? So you kind of have to start where you are and take baby steps. You don't have to go start drinking 100 ounces of water today if today's day one of your journey. No, just maybe drink a
the
glass of
best you can.
water. Like, drink a glass of water with your meals. You know, make easy swaps. You don't have to do everything all the time. Now, some other influencers will debate me on that, but I'm all for taking baby steps where you are and making gradual changes as you go. Drink some water.
Yeah, drink something for sure. All right, from Constance. Constance asks, is it normal to gain a couple of pounds while sick with a cold?
You know, I've never thought about that, and I'm not a doctor, but I mean, I would think so. I mean, if you have a cold, you feel bad, you're probably not sleeping well, you're probably not going to be particularly motivated to eat on any kind of healthy way or work out or, you know, drink water or, you know, any of those things. So I could see how, and plus your body is fighting off this infection, right? So, or this virus.
And you're going to have inflammation in your body. I mean, again, not doctors, but yeah, I would think it would. I don't like to use the word normal because that's such an odd word. I think on average it's possible that maybe you are showing up a little bit if you're sick. That doesn't shock me.
I mean, and give yourself some grace, right? If you're not feeling good, if you got a cold, well, it's not your fault, right? So, you know, be kind to yourself and maybe take it easy on yourself for a few days and, you know, treat yourself with the care you would give to a loved one or a friend. Oh, this is a long one, and I don't have my glasses. That's big.
Good thing
though.
it's big.
This is from B. Stanovich. Hi, I haven't done a deep dive on this, but when I've looked at different online weight loss sites and answered their "Are you eligible?" questionnaire, you have to be obese to qualify. I was, but I am no longer obese. I'm currently on the Weight Watchers program, which I've been happy with, except for the cost. When I get to maintenance, I would like to find another provider. How do you get past the obese question to get on another program? Well, here's where you need to have some kind of record or some kind of history of your starting weight, your starting dose, and then your consequentially your weekly weights and your weekly doses, right? I keep a spreadsheet of my weekly weights and my weekly doses. Maybe you have some records. I don't know how the Weight Watchers clinic works. I never did that side of Weight Watchers. But generally, when I did switch telehealth providers back, you know, when I switched to Mochi, I told the doctor that I met with, you know, I don't know if you can get past the screening questions.
Let's try and answer so there, in most of these they have a screening question and you have to hit a certain BMI.
Mm-hmm.
So there's typically two strategies on that. The first strategy is to scroll down to the bottom, look for a phone number.
Yeah.
Usually it might be on the about page or whatever, and call them and say, hey, I have been on GLP-1s for however long, I'm in maintenance and I would like to switch to you. In which case they will help you get through that. The other way to do it is just put a different weight in, because that thing is just a screening. All that will happen is you will then go to an actual prescriber, and the prescriber will talk to you, and will talk to you, and you can explain that to them your situation. They might want to see a prior prescription, they might want to see some records, what have you. But you need to get to a real person, because that silly internet questionnaire isn't doing you any favors.
Some people say, well, you could put your starting weight in.
Yep.
You know, you could. I mean, you can put whatever weights you want to in those screening questionnaires, but once you get to the doctor, they're going to get a little bit more in depth with you. Now, my doctor didn't ask for this, but I know one of our viewers said that their doctor asked them to step on their scale and take a picture and send it to the doctor, verifying their weight. So, you know, I think it just depends on your prescriber, but you do need to try to contact customer service and talk to a person. That's what I would do.
I just put your starting weight in and move on. Because all it'll do is push you to a doctor.
Yeah.
And the doctor's either going to write you the prescription or they're not. But obesity is a chronic and ongoing condition. So most prescribers that work for telehealth companies are in this business. They know that. They're going to want to keep you on maintenance. It shouldn't be a problem. So talk to them. Tell them your story. Tell them what dose you're on. Tell them how you've been. They want to know about side effects. They don't want people calling up and going and jumping straight to the highest dose and getting sick. They're trying to avoid things like that. So, but it can be done. It's not that hard. Plenty of people switch when they're on maintenance. All right. Next question from Traveling Jane ATT is, congratulations. My teledoc. Oh, actually, this is all the way back from our 1-year anniversary video, which is why she says congratulations, but she just commented 3 days ago.
Oh.
My teledoc has the GLP-1s available in pill forms. Have you done a video on them? What are your thoughts? I've been on the weekly shot for 2 years, 80 pounds. I'm on maintenance. So the pills, currently there is only one pill approved that has been researched and tested and the FDA has approved, and that's Rybelsus, which is semaglutide in a pill, and it's pretty low doses. Rybelsus was really created for type 2 diabetes. Novo Nordisk is working on a pill that should be released in the next 6 months that's basically higher doses of semaglutide that will be branded as a Wegovy pill for obesity. There are telehealth compounders out there selling semaglutide versions of this. Honestly, it's not something we typically recommend. It's typically pretty expensive, honestly, and the shot's a better option. If they're selling pill versions of anything else, none of that's been tested, I wouldn't use it.
There are pill versions in development. They have not been FDA approved, like orforglipron. You may have heard us talk about orforglipron. That's a drug being developed by Eli Lilly. It's in the last stages of testing. They are ramping up production on this because they're going to try to get it fast-tracked through the FDA, and once that's approved, it's going to be off to the races with that drug. But as of right now, your best bet are the weekly shot, the Wegovy or the Zepbound, which is semaglutide or Tirzepatide. If you're on maintenance right now and you've been doing a weekly shot, I would stay on your weekly shot until orforglipron or the Novo Nordisk version comes out, because you don't want to go backwards to old Rybelsus, because what you're on now is much better than Rybelsus.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if they're telling you it's something new, it's not FDA approved, so beware.
All right, this one's just for you.
This is from Roger B9S4W. I'm going to be switching to Mochi for a compounded Tirzepatide, currently using a different provider, but Mochi looks to be about $75 a month cheaper. Question: what is your discount code for this medication? QIY, G, the letter O, and 8. It's in the description. It's in the description of, I think, every one of our videos, but you might have to go a little, all the way down in the description to get to it. So you can use my code and get $40 off on your first order, and it's QIY, the letter O, and then 8. If you type a 0 instead of the O, it won't work. So your best bet is to scroll down in the description and you'll see my code, copy it, and then hit the link where it says join Mochi, and then you can go through there and just paste the code. Okay, the next one is from Patty 4KS. Just started Zepbound journey. Laraine, how often do you take the MAG 07? Every day? Thank you. First time watching your channel and really enjoyed it. Thanks, Patty. I do not take MAG 07 every day. I have heard some users say that they do. I don't. I take MAG 07 when I'm constipated, when I haven't been to the bathroom or two or 3 days. I take 3 at night. The directions say take between 1 and 3. I've experimented with myself and know that I need 3, so I take 3 at night on an empty stomach with a full glass, 16 ounces or more of water, and everything comes out the next morning.
But with constipation, as with all side effects, you may or may not have them. So I don't personally ever recommend, unless you have a history of constipation, that you proactively take these medications. You may or may not need them. However, manage the side effects as they come.
Well, and if you're just starting and you don't know if you are going to have side effects, and you think you might be prone to constipation, you definitely want to drink your water. You definitely want to still be eating foods that are high in fiber, like vegetables, like I don't know. I take fiber gummies too as just a way to get some extra fiber in. I was going to say something else. Oh, eat your protein first and then eat some vegetables for fiber and then maybe eat some carbs. So there you go. Everybody wants to know what to eat, right?
Yeah, there's a question in here about what to eat, for sure.
Yeah.
Next question from TA3970. Any current thoughts on new October 1st 100% tariffs regarding GLP-1s? Thank you. We'll actually discuss it in tomorrow's news as well, so there'll be a bigger story about it, but it's a little bit up in the air. So I guess this past week, the administration said they would do 100% tariffs on branded drugs coming into the United States from other countries.
And also on the APIs, right?
Well, we don't really know. That's the details are a little bit fuzzy. And then on social media, the president said, but if they are committing to build factories and they have broken ground or will be breaking ground soon, they can get a waiver on that. So it really remains to be seen what's going to happen. First of all, Eli Lilly has plenty of production facilities in the United States. They also have them overseas, but they have plenty in the United States, and they just announced 2 new ones. So they produce here in Concord, North Carolina. They produce in Indianapolis. They produce in Clayton, North Carolina. They announced a huge Texas factory. So they're working, and if it's the finished branded piece, they shouldn't have an issue on it. Novo Nordisk, it remains to be seen. They have some production in the United States as well. And then the question really becomes on the ingredients that go into the medications and how those could be tariffed. And we don't really know, but most of these plants do not make everything in the plant. They're they're fill and finish factories. So all the stuff comes into the place and they mix it up, put it in the pen, and
I imagine some of the factories
out.
are actually making.
Yeah, typically it's an API. Like that one in Texas is going to be the API factory that they then ship the API to somewhere else.
What's an API?
An active pharmaceutical
ingredient.
Anyway, so for instance, if you're getting the Zepbound vials and that glass vial comes from China, which would not shock me. I don't know where it's made, but those had to be made somewhere. They were probably not made in the drug. Eli Lilly probably did not make them.
They're not making their own actual.
So Eli Lilly has to go out and buy those glass vials.
But they're not a pharmaceutical. They wouldn't be taxed at 100%.
No, but they might get tariffed some other way. Or if the liquid in them is, or if the pharmaceutical ingredients, we just don't know.
My question is, the Tirzepatide that compounding pharmacies use, if the compounding pharmacies are importing the Tirzepatide that they then are compounding in their compounding pharmacies, would those be tariffed at 100%?
It remains to be seen.
Maybe. And if they are, does that mean a price increase for users of that product? Now, these ingredients don't really cost very much.
No, they don't.
I mean, that's why people from China are emailing me every day saying, buy my peptides and mix them up yourself at home. And I'm saying, absolutely not, because that's dangerous and I'm not doing that. So it would a 100% price increase on something that's not very, would that matter? Would that cost be passed on to you? Maybe, but maybe not. Like, generally, when the cost of goods goes up, the retail price goes up, right? So it's possible we could see an increase in prices on compounded medication, but honestly, I think the compounded market is so competitive right now that I don't think anybody's gonna raise their prices if they have to pay like $1 more for a batch of Tirzepatide. So, I mean, we'll see. And Novo Nordisk and Lilly, the big manufacturers of Wegovy and Zepbound, have plants in the U.S., so they're not subject to this.
Well, a lot of Novo's is manufactured overseas. It remains to be seen whether they'll be able to do enough in the U.S.
But if they have a plant in the U.S., then this doesn't apply to them, is what Trump said.
It was a social media post, and
well,
we haven't seen all the policies,
right.
So it remains to
Who
be
knows?
seen.
But that's
right.
my point of view.
Right, maybe is the answer. All right, next question from T66088, who's a member. Thank you for being a member of Club Downsized. G. in response to the video I just published about GLP-1 power tools for men. Absolutely excellent, great video. How can the stigma be changed? So I talk about men really having a stigma around weight loss, as well as just kind of healthcare in general. Like, you know, we're going to stick it out.
I'm not going to go to the doctor.
We don't need to go to the doctor.
I don't need the doctor.
Or really having that money stigma around, well, I don't want to spend on me. It can go to my kids, my wife, my house, my dog, anybody but me, right?
Right.
So how can that stigma be changed? Honestly, I think that stigma is changed just by talking about it, just by getting it out there and making it visible.
Well, and I think there's also the stigma of just, number one, being, you know, having overweight or obesity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get discriminated against for that. Using a drug to treat the disease of obesity, people are stigmatized for that. Oh, you had to take Ozempic to lose weight? I just went to the gym, bro. All you need to do is lift weights and take some creatine and eat carnivore. Just do it. Like, just be a man and just do it.
Well, and I talk about all that in the video.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a stigma on that right there. I guess, you know, these drugs are a tool in the treatment of obesity, right? And you compare them to power tools.
That's right. Well, and the beautiful thing about these drugs is they work. And the thing that has changed more minds that I have seen is success. Is looking at people and
How'd
going,
you lose all that weight?
Holy crap. Because everybody has talked to somebody who knows how to, I can help you lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Just do this. Just eat Twinkies. Just eat cabbage. Just eat whatever. You know, but I've lost 100 pounds and can stand, and people, I mean, you guys know, I'm not going to sit around talking about my weight. But if you ask me, I will tell you. It's just, I think the willingness to be open and honest about things is something that is evolving and changing, and these medications help that, and that will help with the stigma, and honestly just the success, just people regaining their life. Because everybody's going to look at, you know, and go, well, how can I do that?
Well, and that's why I tell people, and you know, your health information is your personal private information. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing about anything, right? But if somebody asks me, oh, how'd you lose weight? Or how did you know, I will tell them with the help of this compounded medication, compounded Tirzepatide. So, you know, I see no shame in doing this. I would have shame in every part of my weight loss journey previously. I remember going to Weight Watchers, and you know, they give you the name tag that they write your name on it. It says Weight Watchers across the top. So, I mean, I think I was in my 20s, and I went to the Weight Watchers meeting, and then I went to the grocery store right afterwards because I was so motivated and I was going to buy all the things. So, and that was when they had a lot of Weight Watchers products in the regular grocery store. So I'm buying all the Weight Watchers products and my fruits and vegetables and all this stuff, and I'm checking out, and the checker looks at me and says, "Are you on Weight Watchers?" I'm like, "What?"
Still had your name tag on?
Still my name tag on. I was like, can she tell? Do I look?
The giant pile of stuff.
Is she implying that I'm so fat and then I'm getting all, it's my name tag. So, you know, I've been embarrassed about my weight, you know, for my whole life, and I'm not anymore. And if you want to know how to lose weight and how to keep it off, well, this is how it is. You know, if you're somebody that struggled your whole life, like, this could be a really game-changing moment for you. So I'm going to tell that's why we started this YouTube channel. I tell everybody I meet. I tell people in the elevator. I didn't tell anybody this weekend.
You did not. It was shocking.
I did not. There was a gentleman that sat next to me at the football game. We went to a football game, and we're in, you know, a 40,000 person arena, 60,000.
50, I think. Yeah.
It's big. And, you know, but the seats are metal bleachers, and you have the number on the seat, and your butt has to be on that number. And if your butt goes too far this way, like you could be taking up extra space, and which is the case, you know, with the man that was sitting next to me. And, you know, and I can just see it on their faces sometimes, right? Because I've been there. you're embarrassed, you don't want to intrude on someone else's personal space. You know, when you maybe you want to go down to, you know, get some water or snack or go to the bathroom or whatever, and you have to kind of step around people, and it's hard to negotiate, and you know, it's just hard. And I'm like, do these people know that this is available that could possibly change your life? So, you know, I just don't think a lot of people even know about these medications right now.
Well, that's what we're here for.
And that's why we're here. Welcome to the Downsized. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. All right, so yeah, so that was our questions this week. If you'd like to submit a question, you can either leave it in the comments underneath, make sure you use a question mark, please, or you can email it to me at christopher@thedownsized.org, and we will answer questions once a week.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the breakfast at the hotel. Can we
Sure.
talk about the breakfast at the hotel? Okay, so we stayed at a hotel that has free breakfast. So it's free. I mean, you've paid for it with your room, but it's free. It's complimentary. And we've decided that free breakfast does not always mean good breakfast.
No.
So, but this particular hotel had, you could make your own waffles, which I love waffles. If you've watched our post where I was talking about the Mickey Mouse waffles in Florida, I love waffles. They had yogurt, they had a basket with bananas and apples, they had little containers of milk, they had peeled hard-boiled eggs, and I think they had, I didn't really get into it.
Scrambled eggs and some
cereal.
sausage and cereal. They had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and so, you know, I grabbed a banana out of the thing because we just wanted to, you know, get on the road, and I had to go by the front desk because it wouldn't let me check out on the app. So Christopher went to the car to bring it around, and I'm waiting in line to check out, and on the counter they have these white paper, like a lunch bag, and with a little sticker on it from the hotel that says, you know, breakfast to go or pick me up or something. And so I'm checking out, I asked the lady at the desk, I said, what's in these little to-go bags? And she goes, oh, you can take one. I think it's a bagel and a piece of fruit or something. She said, but there's a bottle of water in there. You might as well get it. You might as well take one for the bottle of water. So I'm like, okay, I'll take two. So I took two, and we got in the car, and I opened it up, and it was a bottle of water, an apple wrapped in plastic wrap, and a bagel. It also had like a little Jif peanut butter pack, and I think maybe some butter. And so now I'm in the car, and I'm with this bagel that actually looked pretty good, and this little thing of peanut butter. And I'm like, you know what? I could eat this bagel, but I'm not going to get enough protein out of this, and it's going to probably make me feel bad because the carbs, and then sitting in the car, just kind of the sugar crash. So I just opted not to eat it. I think they're still in the car. Actually, I didn't want to get the apples out because apples. But you know, I was thinking about my interview with Dr. Robin Pashby, where I don't know if she said this in our interview or when she said it in her talk.
We haven't published that yet.
Oh.
That's coming this week.
Another reason to like and subscribe. But she was talking about, you know, just living with obesity and thinking about the food choices that we make every day. And she was talking about, if I eat a bagel in the morning, have I failed? You know, if I were to eat some waffles and syrup, would I have failed? You know, there were better choices. You know, I could have picked up a yogurt. I could have picked up some hard-boiled eggs. You know, I think anytime you compare a protein with something else, I think you get a better, I get a better response in my body. I know, you know, we went out to breakfast with our daughter the day before, and there was everything on this menu. There were eggs, there were pancakes, there was bananas Foster, there was hash.
Corned beef hash.
Which, if you don't live in the South, you may not have ever heard of before. So there's just everything on this menu. And, you know, my first instinct is to go to the pancakes because I love.
Well, they were known for pancakes.
They were known for, I didn't get pancakes because I'm like, you know, if I eat all those carbs and dump the sugar, the syrup on it, I'm going to feel good for about 20 minutes and then I'm going to have a headache and feel terrible. So I got scrambled eggs and sausage and a biscuit and some stewed apples, and I was perfectly fine with that. So I don't know, just if you travel and you see the free hotel breakfast, you know, kind of survey the whole landscape. Because although it's free, just because it's free doesn't mean it's a good choice, free to eat.
So one other question I do remember that I neglected to pull, and I do not remember the viewer's name, I apologize, was a simple question, well, a short question, but not a simple answer, which is, I'm in maintenance, now what do I do?
Yeah, please advise maintenance plan. I think was a question. I'm in maintenance, please advise what I do now. Would somebody please advise me what to do, right? There's no really, we're kind of like the pioneers of this GLP-1 stuff, right? So there's not a lot of people in maintenance, but there's more people coming to maintenance all the time because, you know, you're going to get there eventually. So, you know, what do I do for maintenance? Well, you do the same things you've been doing. You've been practicing these healthy habits. Well, guess what? You're going to keep practicing them for life, right? You're going to drink your water. You're going to eat your protein first. You're going to try to hit that protein goal. You're going to maybe, you know, not dive into a box of donuts. Like, you're going to keep up these healthy habits. You're still going to continue to weigh yourself. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still taking my weekly shot. And if the scale starts moving up, then I need to take some action.
Well, so let's go a little higher up then. So essentially in maintenance, there's only 3 levers. There's medication, right? Tirzepatide, semaglutide, whatever it is you're on. There's food, and there's activity, there's exercise. So those 3 things have to be used to balance where you are. Now, some people are going to say, I want to try this without the medication, and maybe they'll be able to do it, maybe they won't. We believe we'll be on the medications for life, honestly. We're treating a disease that never goes away. These medications don't cure the disease, they simply treat it. I have been on a 15 milligram dose now for, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 weeks and continue to maintain my highest dose. So Laraine and I are kind of the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. And it has been perfectly fine for me, but I've had to add calories back in so that I do not continue to lose. Right, so just figuring out, and that, unfortunately, there is no scientific specific answer that works for everyone. There's no 2 + 2 = 4. It's just not that clear cut. So everybody's going to have to figure out, hey, what is it that I'm going to eat? Now, as Laraine said, hopefully you've developed some new eating habits, you've developed new things that are going to help you, but Lorraine's gone down on her dose, which a lot of people do as well, right?
Yeah, I have gone down in dose. Well, a lot of people are forced to, or their doctor tells them to, move up through the doses maybe a little too quickly, and where maybe your body was doing just fine on a 2.5 or a 5 or a 7.5, but you know, you've got pushed up to 12.5 or 15, and now you're like, okay, well now I'm in maintenance and I'm continuing to lose weight. Well, if that's the case, your dose is too high. You need to drop your dose down. Because that's what happened to me. I had hit my first goal weight and I just kept losing weight. You know, because I figured out, I moved up through the first 3 doses quickly because that's the advice that I was given from my doctor at the time. So, you know, my body, I think, responds best to somewhere between a 7 milligram and 10 milligram dose. So you kind of have to, and that's just something you have to play around with and figure out for yourself and, you know, ask your doctor about.
So yeah, there is not one set answer, unfortunately. It would be much easier if it was. It'd be a much shorter conversation. But
once you get to maintenance,
largely
you're done.
Largely it's a function of we're all individuals and our bodies are completely different from weights to heights to age to chemistry and chemicals in it. And we're honestly different every day. So we've eaten something different, we've gone to the bathroom, we've gotten sick. You know, this is this whole ecosystem that just is not a constant thing. So.
I remember when I was 13, I had a really skinny friend who could eat anything she wanted and she never gained weight. And if I ate what she ate, I would gain weight. And so I think this is the point my mom was taking me to Nutrisystem or one of these places, and I ate their prepackaged crappy food, and I lost 10 pounds. I think I was at what they wanted my goal weight to be. Now, who takes a kid to Nutrisystem? Anyway, we could go on that rabbit hole forever. But basically, they're like, congratulations, you're at your goal weight. And I'm like, oh, great. So now I can eat like my skinny friend, Amy. Well, so I did. I thought, oh, I'm cured. I'm done. Yay. No, I gained those 10 pounds right back. So, and and that's just something I learned very early at age, I think, 13. So, this problem doesn't go away, and you have to learn how much food you can eat on a daily basis for yourself. And Christopher mentioned 3 levers, and he mentioned one was activity, and I don't even really consider that a lever in the maintenance journey. I think you should just exercise for mental health benefits, for cardiovascular benefits, for muscle building benefits. And I think that can be a part of your maintenance journey, but it doesn't have to be. I think the main levers in this are food.
Yep.
And the medication. So if you're gaining weight, you're eating too much. It's just as simple as that. So, I've tried to outrun my fork many times. Literally, I took up running at one point, and I ran a half marathon and was the same weight when I started as when I finished. Because I thought, oh, if I can run a half marathon, I'll be skinny, because runners are skinny. That was not the case for me, because I was not controlling my eating. So anyway.
Yep.
That's my story.
Anyway, so that was the bonus question.
I'm in maintenance. Please advise program.
Yeah, I wish it were
not
that
one.
answer. It's just really
I wish
not.
somebody could please advise me a program. If you really wanted to that's why I wanted to do the RMR test that we did at the DEXA Fit place, the resting metabolic rate, because I'm like, really, what is my base level of calories just to keep myself alive? What's the base number I need? And it was a little over 1,400. So I need to be eating at least 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 calories a day. And do I count every calorie? No, I don't, because I hate counting calories and I hate tracking food. I do it when I get off track, because if I'm eating too much, let's take a look and let's dial it back. But am I going to count every calorie of every bite of food I put in my mouth from now till forever? No, that's not a sustainable lifestyle for me. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be obsessed by food like that. That was part of the food noise problem from before, with when I always had to track my food with Weight Watchers, and I fought tracking food. I'm like, I don't have to track. I can lose weight without tracking. But anytime I did track, I did lose better. So I know if I get a little off, if I gain a little weight, I can go back to basics, and maybe I'm not weighing my cereal. Maybe I'm not, eating 65 grams of cereal. Maybe I'm eating 126 grams of cereal. So, you kind of have to keep a check on yourself at times. And that's fine.
Yep. So we have a lot of stuff coming up this week. As we said, tomorrow is our 2-year Tirzepatide. So I'm not sure what we're going to... We might just go live tomorrow just for the heck of it, just for that. So stay tuned.
Why not? What else we got to do on a Monday night?
I don't know about night. Maybe it's afternoon. Maybe it's morning. Maybe it's... I don't know what it is.
Well, so what you need to do, especially if you've watched this far, thank you for watching, is hit the like button. Okay. Now you hit the subscribe button. Did you do that? Okay. And then you hit that bell. See that notification bell? This is where a lot of people mess up. Hit the notification bell and let it turn on notifications. So if we do go live randomly on a Monday at 3:15 in the afternoon, you'll get an email. And if you're on YouTube, I think it'll give you a push alert in the email app or on the desktop. So make sure you turn on those alerts, and thanks for watching.
Yep. Then we have a bunch of stuff coming up. So as Laraine mentioned earlier, on Tuesday, we'll have Lorraine's interview with Dr. Robin Pashby coming out, which is a super cool interview. If you had the opportunity to catch her presentation on the things we carry, fabulous lady, and it was a great interview. Laraine did a wonderful job. We also have meetups coming up. We'll be in Atlanta, Chicago, and Las Vegas. The meetups are absolutely free, so if you'd like to come out and meet us,
Viva.
Yep.
Las Vegas.
Yep. If you'd like to come out and meet us, you can see the dates and the times and so forth and RSVP for them on our website at thedownsized.org. And we also have a cruise. Tell them about the cruise.
We are organizing a cruise for 2026, our second, maybe annual, Downsized cruise. It's June 4th through 8th on Freedom of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas. It'll go out of Miami. It'll go to Nassau in the Bahamas and their private island, Coco Cay. And we will do meet and greets there. We'll do activities as a group. We'll organize, dinner times where we'll get to sit together. So I hope you can join us. It was so much fun this past one. And, we have spots open for as many people as want to go until the boat fills up. So go to our website at thedownsized.org, click on the cruise tab, and you can see our travel agent information where you can sign up for that.
That's it. All right. Is that it for us this week?
I think that's all for now.
Very good. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are The Downsized.